up a quick one-page spread for you and a document. Okay, so we hit create new in InDesign. I want you to just select the print option up the top. We're going to use a width at 230, at least I am, and 300. Not going to worry too much about pages, columns or margins, etc. You might want to increase your inside margins and your inside margins of the page just for your double page spreads, etc., but it's not really necessary. I'm going to hit OK. What you see on screen is a blank page. Ignore these little guides. The actual edge of the page is here. These are margin guides and nothing are invisible. So anything that's purple or pink is invisible. Over here we've got a properties bar. It shows the width and height of the page. It shows your margins that you can adjust if you want during the document. It also shows you what pages you've got in your document just now. In the pages option you can pull down an extra couple of pages. I've just pulled down an extra page 2 and 3, and you use this pages option to add pages in and navigate between lots of pages. So I'm just going to navigate back to page 1. You'll see that I'm back onto the single page spread. Just going to click back onto my properties bar. The tools we're going to use to do are the top tool, which is the selection tool. The next one down, which is direct selection tool. So these two tools are to do with boxes, primarily text boxes and image boxes. The selection tool will move a box across the page. So if you draw something like a box, if you want to move it across the page, you select the top tool and you move the box. And you'll see as you move it, you get coordinates for X and Y, which I'm sure you remember from maths. 0, 0 is up here, for instance. If you move it along to X 31, it moves along here, etc. This tool deals with boxes. So for instance, if I want to delete this box, I use this top tool, I select it and I press delete on the keyboard. The next tool down deals with the contents of the box. So if it's got something to do with the box, you need to select this tool. Other tool we'll be using is the text tool, which if you want to draw a text box at any time, you just draw and you type. You see you've got control over fonts, etc. here, sizes, etc. I'm going to delete this box because I don't want it, so I use the top tool and press delete on my keyboard. And the other tool that we'll be using from the toolbar is rectangle frame tool. I'm going to select that just now and I'm going to draw a picture box on screen. It's a frame holder which holds graphics or images. In this case I'm going to put in a image into this. Anything with an X is a frame holder. So I'm going to use the direct selection tool, although I could use other tools. I'm just going to make sure that this box is selected. It's important that the box is selected before you put anything in it. Otherwise InDesign doesn't know where you want it on the page. So I've got the box selected because I can see the nodules, and I'm going to go to File, File, Place. You'll notice that in my Mac this is a Command D thing, and you use it so much that you usually use the fast keys for this. But we'll go to File, File, Place, and I'm going to navigate through my computer to where my music article is, open that up, and I'm going to use this picture here and select open. You see, as soon as that comes into the InDesign, it's really big. What InDesign does is it puts the image on the page at the original size. So in this case, you see this brown bounding box here, which shows you the proportions of the image. It's obviously far too large to get the two subjects in, so we're going to have to move it. There's two ways to move it. you can go to the edge here and push it in to reduce the magnification. And as you do that, you can see that these numbers are moving, these percentages. Also, what you'll see is, as I do it, I'm getting a lot of distortion, which is not what I want from this image at all. This is because I am freehand resizing the picture. I don't want to do that. So the best way to resize an image is just to select the image, and you'll see that this should be selected, which constrains the proportions of the image. And I'm going to say that I want the image to be at 50%, completely as a guess. Moved it to 50%, but what's happened is it's hidden by the frame, so I need to pull it down. So I'm just clicking on the keyboard, pulling it down and into the frame that I want it. I don't think I really want it at this size, so I'm just going to adjust that to 55%. Now what I'm going to do is arrange it behind the frame that I've created on page to where I want it. It seems like a reasonable solution, so I'll just leave it there. I'm going to click off the box, so now I have one image on a blank page. Next thing I want to import in is text, so I'm going to hit the text tool. I'm going to draw a text box, so it's a holder for text, onto the page and drop it. And as soon as I do that, you see that you've got a flashing cursor, and you've got some more options open in paragraph, things like paragraph styles, character styles, that I'll return to later, but you've also got options for font sizes, etc, etc. I'm not going to do any of that just now. I'm just going to place some text on it, the same way that I placed an image. So I'm going to go to File, Place, and I'm going to look for my doc. InDesign will import any text files from Microsoft Word or TFT or any text documents really at all. So once I select the article I want, hit Open, and I've got text. I'm going to use the magnification tool, it's called the zoom tool at the bottom, and just show you what appears. The bottom of the page, you'll see that you've got a plus. What this means is there's more text in that box than can fit in the proportions of the box. You will have to a lot of the time zoom in and zoom out. On Mac, you zoom in by clicking, and then if you want to zoom out, you use the Option key and you get a little minus appears and you zoom back out. The other better way to do this is to commit Command 0, which is the same on PC as View Fit in Window. Along here you will see a fast key, probably Control 0 or Windows 0, and it will bring it fit to page, which is really helpful. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the indirect selection tool. That's the content tool I call it. I'm just going to click in this box, and what we want to do is we want to make this into a 2-column. So I need to select the top tool, select the text box, and as soon as you do that, you see that you can scroll down. So it's the top tool, select the text box and scroll down, and you'll see a thing that says text frame, little stripes up and down. I'm going to make them 2. As soon as I do that, I get a 2-column in my text. So, sorry about that. Okay, so now I've got one page with one image and 2 columns of text.